You ever notice how easy it is to get caught in a whirlpool of overthinking? As an illustrator, you might spend hours contemplating every little detail of a concept, each stroke of a pencil, or the perfect shade of blue for a sky. Don't get me wrong, thinking things through is important. But sometimes we get so lost in our heads that we forget the most crucial part, actually doing the work. The act of putting pencil to paper, brush to canvas, or stylus to tablet is where the magic happens. And there's a beautiful momentum that comes from just leaping into the process. New week and new video. I'm Martin, and just like you, I love to draw. Don't forget to subscribe and to give a thumbs up. Think about it. How many times have you had a brilliant idea, only to let it slide because you got stuck in a cycle of analysis? You wonder, what if the composition is off? What if the colors clash? What if I can't execute the vision in my mind? It's a rabbit hole that can leave you paralyzed, hesitant to create. But here's the reality. The world doesn't need perfection. It needs your voice, your thoughts, and your creations, even if they're messy and not fully formed. The act of doing is where you'll find clarity, confidence, and most importantly, growth. When I find myself caught in that overthinking spiral, I try to remind myself of something simple. It's okay to make mistakes. It's more than okay. It's necessary. Making art isn't about always hitting a home run. There's an abundance of learning that comes from those swings and misses. You might create a piece you think will turn out amazing, only to realize it didn't go as planned. But hey, that's valuable information. Each piece, each attempt, no matter how flawed, is another step toward honing your unique style. When you focus on the doing, you open yourself up to experimentation and the beauty of discovery. So how do you shift from thinking to doing? One practical tip is to set a timer for yourself. It sounds deceptively simple, but it's effective. Let's say you want to draw something specific or start on that personal project you've been mulling over. Set a timer for 20 minutes and commit to drawing or painting without overthinking. Don't judge what comes out, just go for it. Think of it as a warm-up. You might be surprised by what you produce in that short burst of focused creativity. Often, that initial spontaneity can lead to ideas you wouldn't have accessed by just contemplating alone. Another strategy is to free yourself from the idea of finished. Not every piece needs to be a final draft. Embrace the concept of sketching or creating rough drafts. These can be liberating. Doodle on a napkin, scribble your thoughts as they come, or throw down some colors without worrying about techniques. This process helps you ditch the pressure of perfection and shift your brain into exploration mode. You might stumble upon a style or concept that speaks to you in a way you hadn't expected. A lot of times, we tell ourselves that we can only create if we're inspired. But imagine waiting for inspiration, like waiting for a bus that's perpetually late. You'd probably miss out on a lot of opportunities. What I found helpful is creating a framework around brief projects or prompts. Join a daily or weekly illustration challenge, or set personal goals to create a piece based on a theme you find intriguing. It gives you a structure to work within while also feeding your creativity. The act of making with a structure can help push you past those mental blocks, letting the ideas flow freely without judgment. And let's not forget about the importance of community. Surrounding yourself with fellow illustrators or creatives who are also in the trenches can be a game changer. When everyone is sharing their process, a culture of making builds up. Online workshops or local art groups where you can bounce ideas off others help you feel less isolated in your creative journey. You'd be surprised how often a simple conversation can inspire you to take action on a project you were hesitant about. The process of doing isn't just about completing a piece or finishing a project, it's about consistency too. Make a habit of doodling or sketching regularly, whether it's a 5-minute doodle before bed or a dedicated hour on the weekend. The more you make it a part of your routine, the easier it becomes to jump into the act of doing without excessive hesitation. Eventually, that hesitation will fade, and you'll feel like you're in a constant state of momentum. Think of it like exercising a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. And listen, let's talk about enjoying the ride. Sometimes we get so focused on results that we forget to appreciate the act of creating. If you find yourself getting frustrated with a project, take a step back and reconnect with the joy that comes from drawing or painting. Put on your favorite playlist, light a candle, or create a cozy space for yourself. Art is about expressing emotions, and it should be an enjoyable process too. Celebrate those small wins, whether it's finishing a piece you loved or even just enjoying the freedom of experimentation. Next time you find yourself submerged in thoughts, trying to dissect every little element of a design, remember this: the art of doing is where you grow. It's in the doing where you find your voice, refine your skills, and uncover new dimensions to your creativity. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect idea to strike. Just dive in. Allow yourself to play, create, and embrace the imperfections. The world is waiting for your unique style, and it all starts with that first stroke, that first burst of action. So get out there and do your thing. Your future self will thank you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope everything you set out to do today goes brilliantly well. I appreciate a thumbs up, a subscription and a comment. It helps me a lot in terms of engagement. See you next week.